So here is the final and complete breathing practice of expanding your breath, opening up all the different parts, the lower, the upper. If you haven't watched the short videos, go and check them out before we start this breathing practice. So without further ado, let's begin. And we're going to start, as we do in the short videos, with the pelvic breath. So begin by taking a few deep breaths in and out through the nose, just to center your awareness in your body. And I'll continue to talk you through the practice throughout these next few minutes. So breathe deeply in and out. And with these breaths, start to notice if you have any resistance in your body to your breathing. Noticing tension, where there's lack of space. And begin that process of letting go. Now take a deep breath, the deepest breath you've taken all day, and just test how deep and how much is your capacity at the beginning of this exercise. Remember that, because we'll come back to this later. So now get in touch with your pelvis. You may want to place your hand below your belly button, right just above your pelvis, near your pubic bone. And begin to relax this area on the in-breath. And see if you can feel this area expanding as you breathe in. As your diaphragm descends, your abdomen will increase its pressure. And hopefully you can feel like you're inflating this area like a balloon from the inside out. Spend some time here, relaxing the muscles until you can feel the breath pushing onto your pelvic floor, pressing it down into the earth. It helps to keep your breath very quiet, very intimate. You shouldn't be able to hear your breath as it comes in and out through your nose. Now, we're going to introduce the contraction on the out breath. So as you breathe in, relaxing the pelvic floor, relaxing the lower abdomen, I'd like you to then follow that with a contraction, pulling inwards as if you're stopping yourself from peeing, as if you're trying to push the air out from your pelvis upwards. Relaxing it again to welcome in the next in-breath. Relax in, contract out. If you notice yourself becoming distracted, keep coming back to that relaxing on the in-breath, feeling the pelvic floor descending towards the earth, contracting to push the air out from the out-breath, keeping your breath quiet and intimate. And check in on your face every now and then. I often find my eyebrows and forehead have contracted with concentration. See if you have contracted your face or your shoulders occasionally. And relax back into the exercise, come back into your pelvis. Now we're going to introduce the belly breath. So move your hand up over your umbilicus and see if you can feel on the in-breath you inflating your belly like a balloon. So the belly should come out into your hands as you breathe in. And there's a subtle difference here between pushing the belly out that you can do without yourself breathing, or bringing the breath into the belly. See if you can find the bringing breath into the belly as you expand and then contract this space. For a moment, just focus on the in-breath, learning to expand. Inflating from the pelvis up into the belly. Find space by letting go. Letting go of that muscular tension that creates resistance. Now we're going to introduce the contraction of the belly on the out breath. So as you breathe in to expand, to breathe out, you start from the pelvic floor, engaging, then pulling the belly inwards to push the air out from the belly, following the cavity before you breathe in and inflate it once again. Remember to let go of on the in-breath, relaxing the belly. On the out-breath, pelvis, belly pulls in, pushing the air out from the bottom up. At this point, I'm often working hard. I can hear my breath coming in and out once again. If you're the same, remember to keep your breath intimate, breathing through your nose so you can't hear the in or the out breath. It's okay if you lose it. Don't worry, you're learning. Just keep coming back. Now, we're going to introduce the lower ribs. So moving your hands upwards so that you're placing your hands over the lower rib cage to the sides, so seeing if you can reach a little round to the front. Now just have your hands there for the beginning. If your arms get tired or hands get tired, feel free to place them down, but have them there initially to feel the movement. The movement in the rib cage is different to the belly. It requires engagement on the in-breath, so the intercostal muscles can elevate the ribs towards the front of your body, towards the sky. Normally in this space we elevate them forwards, but I want you to see if you can expand outwards, pushing to the sides, to feel the lateral expansion of your ribs. You'll find more space. Finding that space on the in-breath. Relaxing the chest on the out-breath. Let's just start with that. Finding space. Relaxing. Now we're going to introduce the belly and the pelvis. So give your hands a rest if they're feeling tired. We're going to begin the breath in the pelvis, the in-breath pushing the pelvic floor down to the ground, relaxing. Bring it slowly into the belly as you expand the belly like a balloon. And into the lower ribs, engaging outwards and forwards to increase space. And on the out-breath, pulling from the pelvic floor, sucking the belly in and allowing the lower ribs to close. On the in-breath, relaxing, feeling the breath in the pelvic floor, then the belly, then expanding the lower ribs. On the out-breath, tensing the pelvic floor, bringing the belly in and relaxing the lower ribs. Feel it like a wave. Back to the intimate breath. I lost it there for a moment as well. Slowly, quietly, in through the nose and out through the nose. Now we're going to come to the chest breath. Very top of the chest. Find your collarbones and place your hand with your middle finger over one and your thumb over the other. Your middle finger and your thumb should rest just above your collarbones, pressing gently into your neck. palm resting on your chest bone so you can feel the ribs below your collarbones. And let's just practice breathing into this space. Breathing in hard through the nose and feeling the shoulders gently elevate as the top ribs lift the collarbones towards the sky. At the end of the in-breath, you may have to sip in a little more air to feel the muscles in the neck contract, the scalenes. And with the out-breath, relax. Let go of the shoulders, the ribs. So in, lifting the collarbones and the upper ribs. Feeling the tension at the top and letting go as you breathe out. As I'm doing this, I often get tension in between my shoulder blades in the upper back. If you're feeling the same, try to expand your breath not just upwards, but also behind you, to create space between the back and the front of your body. And this can help to ease the tension in the back that's working hard to bring the air into the upper ribs. Take it slow. Okay, now to put it all together. I recommend keeping one hand on the chest and placing one hand just above the pelvis so you're in touch with the top and the bottom. And we begin slowly relaxing the pelvis, expanding the air downwards towards the earth. Breathing into the belly, inflating the belly gently. Breathing into the lower ribs, finding that lateral and that forward expansion. Following that right to the throat as you lift your shoulders to help with the elevation of the top ribs, finding tension. And breathe out from the bottom, tensing the pelvis, belly sucking in, ribs relaxing, shoulders letting go. Breathe in again to the pelvis, bringing the air deep. Inflating the belly, inflating the lower ribs, and up into the throat with the shoulders, and out from the pelvis, pulling in, belly in, lower ribs relax, shoulders relax. Whole body lets go. I recommend relaxing with your lungs empty for a moment before starting the cycle again. Pelvis, belly, lower ribs, upper ribs and shoulders. Find a little tension. Pelvis to breathe out, belly pulls in, lower ribs go down, shoulders relax, whole body relaxes. And repeat, nice and slow now. Find a little more space each time. Be kind and gentle with yourself. If you find tension between the shoulder blades, breathe into it. Expand the breath towards your back and your front. Last one. Now relax your hands and return to a normal breath. Just allow your body to breathe. Your body will naturally inhale and exhale according to your needs. There's no need to do anything, just listen. Now, to finish off today's practice, I'd like you to take a deep breath once again, remembering how it felt before you expanded the places in your belly, your chest, your throat. Find your deepest breath today. Relaxing with the out breath. And giving thanks to all of those green things that gave us oxygen. Breathing out the gift of carbon dioxide so they can build their leaves and fruit. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here and practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to know what you think. Hope you have a great rest of your day.